Hello.
Good evening, ladies and
Good
gentlemen. Welcome
evening.
to another Cantrell Country Travelway Cruise Line show.
Yep.
And of course, welcome in my other host,
Hi. Hi,
Mike.
guys. Hello.
Even
Mm-hmm.
but welcome in.
Yep.
Hopefully, we'll have some more people joining us here in a little bit.
Yep.
As soon as people.
Yep.
But it's good to see everybody tonight. Hope
Yep.
everybody's having a good week. We only have one more day left in the week. Yay! Then it'll be weekend time. Mary Carol, welcome in. Good to see you.
Hold on a second, Dave. I will be right back. I need to take this. Hold on.
All right. While Mike's doing that, how are you, Mary? I hope Adam, Blake, and Reba are doing good. We're going to try to we'll get going here in a little bit, but we'll see if some others join us. I hope your week is going good. Hope you're enjoying all the streams that everybody's doing this week. Pretty cool. Jeannie! Hi, Jeannie. Welcome in. Good to see you. Mike will be back in a minute. He had to step up and take a phone call. So we're just hanging 10 and I'm tired, but I'm doing good. But good to see you in here. Good to see you. How you doing, Jeannie? Hope you're having a great week. Hopefully we'll get a few more others in here. And Mike will be back. And Mike, I'm sure Mike will say hi, Mary. He definitely had to step up and take a phone call. I'm sure if something pops up, I'm sure he'll let us know. Anyways, guys, as we're here. Let me do one thing real quick. I was trying to finish dinner, but let me kill the overhead lights so I'm less glary. But anyways, guys, well, tonight we're here to talk about more travel and talk about cruises. A lot of crazy things going on in the world, as far as cruises and that. There's a lot of good deals going on right now. I highly recommend that you take a cruise. If you like cruising, highly recommend taking one. I know I'll be looking into doing a cruise again soon, though that'll be after next year, after I do Hawaii with the sisters. But best part about traveling is the relaxing, the anticipation, and when it comes to traveling, the best part of it is just planning the trip. I mean, planning an itinerary, and sometimes you want to make sure that the itinerary is flexible, in case things come up. Maybe you decide to change plans. So I don't know how many of you guys that are in chat, or you guys that are watching, that might be watching the replay. How many of you guys actually lay out an itinerary or have an idea of what you want to do when you go? Do you just travel? Do you just hop in a car and travel, or hop on a plane, or however you travel? Do you just go, I want to go here and take off, or do you do some planning? Do you do a little bit of mixture of both? For me, I'll tell you, growing up traveling, we love traveling. I mean, of course, a lot of the most travel we did would always be up I-75, the I-75 corridor between Michigan and Florida. And of course, with my dad living in Virginia, we would go throughout the middle of the southern states, such as Kentucky, Tennessee. Um, have been through Alabama because we've actually stopped at the original home where Alabama was in the group Alabama, and saw their museum there. In fact, and what I do love is that if you love Kentucky Fried Chicken, if you go to Corbin, Kentucky, you can actually see the original Kentucky Fried Chicken and museum things, which is quite awesome. Besides, not to mention the fact that there is the Cumberland Gap Water Park, or the Cumberland Gap National Park. It actually has a beautiful waterfall, some trails. I mean, if you love walking trails, it's got a lot of beautiful trails in nature. And, it does got camping grounds. It does have a lodging, I mean, things like that. And a lot of times we would end up going to, and I know for a fact that we did it was just a short river cruise. It was about an hour river cruise on the river near Chattanooga, which was quite nice. There's a lot of things to do around Chattanooga. I mean, Lookout Mountain, Rock City. I mean, what I like about, and so it's things like that. I mean, sometimes you plan it, sometimes you decide to just do it. You never know. And I didn't realize that we would stay a lot of times around Knoxville, Tennessee, and I didn't realize just how close Gatlinburg and that was actually to Knoxville. It's actually not that far. It's just a little down the road on the 294 I corridor. Gotta remember, my brain's tired. I had a long day at work, but I would say it's probably about a 30-minute or 40-minute drive from Knoxville, Tennessee, where, because Knoxville is where you get the 264 corridor along with the I-75, 275 that goes around Knoxville and all that. And of course, obviously, if you go west and you continue on 64, you're going to end up heading towards Nashville, Tennessee, and Memphis. But when it comes to traveling is something that you need, something that you want to travel. Sometimes like if you just do getaway weekends, that's the best time when you actually can sit and really just go hop in a plane, hop in a car, and just obviously travel wherever you want to go to. I mean, sometimes it just might be to an amusement park. Maybe it's going to, if you're, whatever it is. It could be an amusement park. It could be just to a park. Sometimes it's just a nice drive in the country. Honestly, there's a lot of nice areas to drive around here in Florida. Particularly if I like if you drive up and down A1A along the east coast of Florida. a very lovely drive. And obviously, for me, cruising is fun because you run into the small cities, you run into small spots. And in a lot of areas, you get a good view of the Atlantic Ocean. Um, you'll get to see some public beaches, and it's quite nice. And of course, then once you get to A1A, then you end up running into places like Daytona Beach, Cocoa Beach, things like that. And it's interesting because then you're getting into Space Coast, Palm Coast, um, areas down there that are about mid Florida. And there's just a lot of good things. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Just want to make sure everything was good. Hopefully, Mike will be joining us here. And hopefully, Michael will come back and join us. But obviously, things. I am working on some things. I'm going to actually reach out this weekend to some people. We will be talking about some cruise lines. I'm going to talk about Carnival again. And I'm going to be reaching out and trying to see if I can't get some people to come on and do some interviews from Carnival. And there are going to be, so I'm hoping to actually reach out this weekend. But, biggest thing about traveling is, what do you want to get out of it? Are you looking for an adventure? Are you looking for relaxation? Are you looking for both? Are you just looking to get away from it all? Oh, there's our good friend Molly. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. Hey, Molly. Hope you're doing better. I hope you're feeling, I hope you're getting better each day. Mike will be back in a minute. He had to step up and take care of a phone call or something. So hopefully he'll be back. Good to see you in here. I hope you guys are all doing good. We're just talking about traveling and and how you decide where you would want to travel. I mean, how many of you have ever just, well, that's good. You need to get better. If you don't get better, then I guess I stay home from Baltimore. And I'm just kidding. But so oh wow. Yeah. Just curious, Molly, do you all just hop into a car and decide to take off somewhere, and whether it's maybe going to the beach, or maybe you just want to go say like to a place like Gatlinburg, or maybe somewhere in the mountains, or just maybe somewhere to like the Hall of Fame, the NFL Hall of Fame. I know you're up. I know you. I know where you live. So I mean, I know you're up there in that part of Ohio. You're not too far from. And by the way, I do want to plan on get up there, so don't be surprised if I drive up that way sometime. Um, Especially if I get up them. Yeah, that well, and that's understandable. They're expanding out. I mean, that's what's the good thing about it, and that's why I was saying, because there's a lot of things. I mean, even right now, most of the travel that I did with my family has always been up and on down the I-door corridor. It's either been going over to Virginia to see my dad's family. Now we would stop to do there's like near going through Tennessee. There's a place called oh, what is that water? Not clear water, still water. Um, Oh, come see me. Make sure you talk to me. If you're thinking about a cruise, let me put it to you this way. There right now is a good time to start looking for options. Um, what the heck? Stand by, everybody. My screen just went kaplooey on me. I'm trying to get okay. Now I'm back. My computer just tried to want to do an update that I didn't set it for. But yeah, now is a good time, Maui, to even if you're wanting to plan for next year, now is a good time to look for deals because they have a lot of good deals going on now for booking with like Carnival and Royal Caribbean and other things. And I always tell you, depending on when you're looking to do a cruise, if you're thinking about a cruise, always do it several. I say do it 6 to 12 months ahead of time. That way you got the time to, set up your payment plan. Look at all the, if you want to add things to your itineraries, such as like when you're doing your port calls, you may want the options of doing excursions. Sometimes it may be just the beaches. So, but right now, I'm going to tell you there's a lot of good deals going on. And for anybody that is looking for a cruise, I'm telling you, now is a good time to start looking because springtime is when they really, springtime, Christmas is a good time when they start really cranking out deals to get people to book for cruising. So I mean, and they usually have a lot of good deals throughout the year, but definitely between now and summer is when they really roll out. And I know like this month, Carnival has doing Carnival March is like their birthday month, so they're rolling out a lot of cutback on some of the prices and that on cruisings and things like that, and booking for cruises and on staterooms. So yeah, so like right now, I know Carnival. This is a good month for definitely looking for Carnival cruises is a good time. Um, and then obviously, you can always find good deals for Disney and Royal Caribbean and Celebrity and MSC, and I mean, there's a lot of good cruise lines out there. But and I'm looking forward to it. In fact, I already just sent out a link to my last customer. They're doing a cruise fund, a virtual cruise fund for my clients or for clients and travel advisors to talk about their upcoming itineraries for the different cruises and things like that. So if you're, and actually, if you're interested in looking at it, Mal, I can always send you the link. It's I think it'll be about an hour long. It's like at 8 p.m. on the 19th. Carnival is doing that, and it's going to be talking about a lot of their what's going on and upcoming itineraries and plans for the cruises and things like that, and different port stops and all that. And like I said, there's a lot of good things. Much better. But and here's the crazy thing about it, and give you guys a little bit more background of me and why I love traveling. My mom's dad, my grandfather, he actually owned a lot of property around Disney before Disney actually bought it up. Well, and actually, Disney, I should say, he still had a lot of property down in the Central Florida area. Not so much that it was near Disney itself, but it was definitely down around the Central Florida area. And, we all know that the Central Florida area is growing and the tourism in that area is tremendous. He actually, on the there's coral reef and all that on the east side. Pete, welcome in, Pete. Good to see you, buddy. There's a lot of interesting places along. You got Port St. Lucia, things like that over on the Gulf side. You got coral reef. Between Port St. Lucie and what is that one? I know it was somewhere around Port St. Lucie. My grandfather actually ran a hotel for several years during the summer. He actually worked as a head electrician for the Detroit School Board when my mom was growing up. But him and my grandmother, not my step grandmother, but my grandmother who died before my mom was even out of high school, they did a lot of traveling around the U.S. and things like that. That's why I'm so heavily into the domestic traveling. And sometimes that's why I love it. It's like sometimes I just want to hop in a car, take a drive, and keep heading west and just see where it goes. See where my car leads me, where it takes me. Sometimes that's what they did in the West. They just hopped in the thing and kept traveling and looking for that why, almost like that old adventure of saying, I want to find more space. And they just kept traveling further and further west. And that's what's nice about traveling, because that's when you do it, that's the kind of adventure you want. You just want to feel like you want to expand your horizons. You want that open wide space. You want to be able to relax. And you want that opportunity to rejuvenate. And there's nothing better than doing the travel. Oh,
hi, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Speaking of the missing link, he's back
now.
Guys,
I'm sorry. I was talking to a friend.
No.
I
That I
needed,
understand. That's
I
okay.
needed a vent.
That's okay.
Good. Hi, Pete. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Molly. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. We didn't sing, did we? You didn't
Yes,
sing.
I did. You
Oh,
didn't,
shoot. Well,
because
I'll
we
do it.
already sung.
Well, guess what I'm singing anyway? It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. There you go, Molly. It's good to see you.
It's always good to see Molly and
It
Pete.
sure is. Amazing lady.
Uh-oh, now I'm in trouble.
I know why, because you did this. Mm-hmm.
And she used capital letters at that.
She did. She means business.
Molly always means business.
Of course she does. She is fabulous at what she does.
Listen, I love Molly to death, and there's not one.
Very
I love
sweet
all our
lady.
ladies of the community. Molly is special. Tina is
Absolutely
special.
amazing
Jean
lady.
is special. Yeah, we got so. The good
I'm not
thing is, I don't think you know my middle name. Certain people do, but I
She
don't
could
know if you
find
know my
out.
name.
If I know her, she will find a way. If I know her, she will
Yeah,
find a way.
basically, we were just talking about, and I was kind of giving a little history of my background of why I love traveling a little bit.
Sure. Okay.
Um,
You're welcome.
and I was just telling them, the reason why I love so much traveling is that because my grandpa, he owned a lot of property down in the central area.
Wonderful.
I'm surprised Disney didn't grab all that up where he.
You're good.
Yes, she is very amazing, Pete. I agree.
She sure is. How are you feeling?
You'll never find out my middle name, Maui.
Trust me. People can find things.
Oh no, you'll never
And
know.
I know she'd be able to find it.
Well, that I don't doubt. But no, and what I was saying is that my grandfather, his main job throughout the year was head electrician for the school board of Detroit.
Cool. That's cool.
But during the summer, when my mom and my aunt were young, they would travel all over the United States. They took them to the Grand Canyon. They took them to the Dakotas. But here's the thing about it. They would just love to pack up and travel. I mean, and it's spontaneously. But here's the thing about it. See, my grandfather also loved down around Orange County, up where Leesburg is. Leesburg and Lakeland. He loved those area. He actually, around Port St. Lucie, which is on the Gulf side of Florida.
Yeah.
He actually, for several years during the summer, they actually had a home down there in Port St. Lucie.
How come he never moved down to Florida? Because
I don't know. I don't know because
it's interesting.
Well, because mom and my aunt grew up in Michigan. My grandfather was born and raised in Michigan, but they loved. Hello, Pete.
Hello, Pete. Good evening.
Dave.
Yes.
Hey, first off, tell Mike I really like his shirt. That's a cool shirt.
Thank you. I bought this at the Disney store on sale.
It's awesome.
You can get it in Disney World.
Love it.
You can find it.
Dave, I'm gonna try it. Dave.
Yes.
Is your middle name James?
No.
Is it Richard?
No.
Is it Tom? David Thomas?
Nope.
Am I anywhere close? Give me a first initial.
H is the first initial. That's all I'm gonna say.
David Howard.
Nope.
H. We got to start looking up H names. We need to figure this out.
H for Henry.
Henry.
H for Howard.
Is Mike right?
Now that we got rid of the bad guy, somebody's in trouble.
See, here's the thing, Dave. I could have waited 10 seconds.
That was a complete guess. That was a complete guess. Because that was the first
Really?
H name I figured it out. I'm good.
That's good. Good job, Mike.
As soon as you said H, I knew what it was.
What's up, Pete? Hold on, Mike.
Let's keep streaming. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching you. That middle name gift is my gift to Molly tonight. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
With the
Oh, you're good. I just
she found it on the internet anyway, so
I guessed.
no.
Damn, I'm good at this stuff.
Let's keep any other private information off the screen.
And I don't even use. Hey, he called. He asked. I delivered.
He did, but yes. Anyways, but no, a lot of it is now you see why I love traveling. And then sometimes here's the thing about it. One thing I loved about my family is we love to do it on a spontaneous, and we would just go away for the weekend. We would go up to like Mount Pleasant or there, we called it Frankenmuth. It's that small German town, and you've heard me talk about it before. And
I'm not saying a word. I just guessed. That's all I'm saying.
You wait till we get off stream. You wait till you got Molly
I
won't
just
be
did
there.
the first word that came to my mind because as soon as
you wait till we get off stream. Molly won't be there to protect you.
Just you. Anyways, I mean,
and that don't mean you get to go run into Molly once.
Oh, trust me, I won't be because I'll be asleep.
No. Man, Molly, you must love the chocolate from Frankenmuth. They have some of the. Okay, here's my thing. I love Ghirardelli's to death, but
Yeah,
I'm telling you. That's true. That's true.
I'm not. She's right. I'm not going to fall for that.
Okay, back to the travel thing. Let's get back to the travel thing. Back to the travel thing. That's what this is.
I know.
Yeah, there are so many fudge shops, man, and there's so much oh my goodness. What is your favorite fudge, Molly? Seriously, what is your favorite fudge? I mean, because you got peanut butter fudge, you got mint chocolate fudge, you got almost every freaking type of fudge you can think of. Peanut butter fudge.
The Jersey Shore. I can tell you that right now.
Cheese sauce.
It's
the cheese
not. Can I say something on this, Dave? Seriously? The Jersey Shore fudge is the best.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Oh, yes, it is.
You know. Till you come to German, who was the originators of chocolate. I'm telling you, it would outdo your German.
I got to get to the shore this summer. No joke. I have to do it.
I'm telling you will die. Oh, she loves the peanut butter fudge. Oh, the peanut butter chocolate fudge, or yes,
Jersey
the fudge
Shore fudge.
I'm telling you, Molly will tell you. Anybody that's been to Frankenmuth will tell you. Oh, the fudge from Mackinac, man! I love Mackinac City fudge.
I mean, I know some really good.
You're killing me there.
In South Jersey, and there is this one. It's really good.
Yes, but I'll tell you what. Have you had the Mackinac City ice cream genie? The Mackinac City, to die for, baby. To die for.
You know what I like? Honestly, there.
And you want to
good.
And you want to talk about a nice place to visit? That if you want to walk into natural woods. It's fine, but otherwise you got a fort to visit. You actually got a little bit of everything to do. In fact, it's the only way you can get across to that island is by ferry.
Interesting, because now with the Jersey Shore ones that I like, they have the best mint chocolate chip. Oh my gosh, it is heaven. And oh my goodness, their saltwater taffy to die for, because it's made at the Jersey Shore.
Oh, I'm betting, Jeannie. I'm betting
Wow.
that fudge is. I'm telling you, the fudge from Frankenmuth and the fudge from Mackinac Island is some of the best in the world.
Jersey
I'm
Shore.
sure that, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it will overcream everything because there would be competitors, but I'm telling you, when you get used. Wait, you thought not those kind of ferries, Pete. The kind of go doot doot and chug along the water across Lake Michigan. I don't think I've ever seen any of the winged ferries. Only the ferries that go toot toot.
What about Tinkerbell?
Again, only ferries I've seen. The only ferries I've ever seen go like this. Toot toot.
Where did that come from? Where'd that come from? That's new.
Remember, I can pull things up just as.
I know.
You got to remember, Jessie trained me well.
I know she did.
Those are the kind of ferries I'm talking about. But no, it really is. And it is. And it's good to see you guys in here. Thank you for definitely coming in.
You know what's interesting is, speaking about this kind of stuff, it's like you like.
Oh, God.
I'm not saying a word on that.
I ain't touching that one either.
I'm not saying a word.
Anyways, what were you saying, Mike?
Anyways, you know what? That it's actually interesting that you like stuff. Why did she do that? Oh my goodness! But anyway, I mean, it's just we both like fudge from different places. And it's still tastes
good fudge everywhere. Because I'm going to tell you, there's a Germantown. You know, my grandfather, my step grandmother and grandfather. Here's this. They lived in either Santa Rosa or Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
I would have to go back. I would have to look at it, but it's one of those. It's one in that area where they lived in the area. Their house actually on top of the mountain, their top of the hill that was behind where the community they lived in. They actually lived underneath where President Reagan's ranch was.
Get out.
No, his ranch was above. Cool. His ranch was above there. And then there was like a Germantown. It was like 30 minutes from where they lived, which had good ice cream and fudge too.
Of course.
I mean, you just gotta think. I grew up in Michigan, so I'm used to that Frankenmuth
and me being so used to the Jersey Shore. I mean, it's just as soon as you hit the ocean smell, it's like great smell. But you know what's funny though is that when I went to the Coney Island,
I couldn't believe that when I went out there, Pete. When they said that they were right and trust me, you didn't get nowhere near it.
Absolutely.
I'm quite sure that you could see the fencing on it, and if you tried to go through, I'm pretty sure you would have been. Fire first, questions later.
Bingo. Exactly. But you know, it's funny because in New York City, they actually have where the FDR was in New York City. His house and everything in New York. I have not seen it yet, but I would love to.
The curious thing though, he wouldn't have been at the ranch at that point in time. Because when I went out there, this was between my junior and senior year in high school. So he would have been, he still would have been, that would have been just about the time Bush was getting ready to run for president.
Correct.
At the time, and
that was 19.
Reagan's presidency was coming.
because I was a kid.
Oh, it was the summer of, I believe it was the summer of '88 when I went to California.
88. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I had been to California once.
I've never been. I've never been out of the East Coast.
Oh yeah, I can actually say I've been to. I remember before Knott's Berry Farm really grew up. We went to Knott's Berry Farm because I can tell you, me and my cousin, we did.
Wow, how nice.
Remember me telling you and Mike or you and Richard about the ride that they would raise you up and then you would drop and then the parachute would open to slow you down.
Yep.
I mean, you would be raised quite high and then you would drop.
Oh yeah.
And then the parachute would, and then it would go. Of course, I mean, obviously it was on a chain and all that. It was controlled, but still, it was sort of like the Tower of Terror, but.
Let me ask you this question, Dave.
But you were more in a small square.
Yeah.
You were in a cage that was so long, so wide, and you could probably maybe fit 3-4 people in at the most.
Right. Well, let me ask you this question with what the Pete was saying. Now, speaking of the presidential history, is there any place you want to go to see where a former president was and lived and stuff like that? Because I think for me, it would be New York City.
Mount Vernon.
I've been there.
Vernon.
I've been there.
Mount Vernon.
George Washington. I've been there. It's very nice.
Shoot, I'd love to do it. I want to see if there's all those passages under there like they did, like they had in the National Treasure book too.
You're like me.
That would be curious to find out if there are those passages underneath there.
I watched.
They did say there are passages underneath there.
I know. I watched that movie. I loved it.
Well, no, they actually said there
was awesome. I
believe they said there were some passages that they had built for Washington because of the time of the. You still had the British trying to come back and try to take us over.
Speaking of that movie, Dave, Night at the Museum 2, I have wanted to go to the waiting pool and see if the octopus is there. And you know what scene I'm talking about.
I highly doubt it. Oh, really?
Nice.
Have you, Jeannie? Awesome.
Nice. I have been to Ford's Theater.
These are the types of travels. These are the types of travels I'm talking about. People don't understand that these are relaxing. That if you really love, that you can get a great experience. And you know what? Sometimes the kids just as much have fun going to these type of places.
Absolutely. I mean, DC for me is fun. I love going to DC. DC is like I said, other than Disney, DC is one of my favorite places to go because I get to see the history, and I love history.
I actually want to get back to Lookout Mountain where the Battle of Chickamauga was. I want to get up I want to get up to Pennsylvania and get to Gettysburg.
You want to go see Gettysburg?
I am a big Civil War buff.
I have a friend.
I am a big Civil War buff. World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korean War. I'm just a big war. I love the Revolutionary War. I'm just a big U.S. war history buff.
I get it. I get that. And I have had family served in pretty much almost most of them. Not all, but most. And it's actually kind of funny because when I went to a specific place a couple years ago, it was pretty tough for me to do because I knew what it was and I knew what it was about. I will say this though, it was an amazing thing that I did. And I had to do it. And if you want to know where it is, I will tell you. Now it's okay because it's kind of tough. Do you want to know what it is?
What?
I went to the Holocaust Museum to pay my respects. Yeah. That museum is very tough to do. Believe me, it is. It's very, very tough.
Well, anybody
Um,
that had anybody attached to the Holocaust, yeah,
I
that
I do. I do.
that would
When my dad went to Poland, um,
yeah, that would be a tough one to
that's
see.
tough enough. And I I will say this as someone who is the descendant of the family members who were killed over there, because we know, because my dad went there and he saw the book. Um, I will say that when I found that out, I was like, I had to get there, which I did, and I'm very glad I did it.
Mm,
Um, but I will say that by the time you get to the end, it's really tough. Thank you. Ever since I found that out, and whenever that stuff starts, I get really mad, because it's like, you do not disrespect my family like that. No way. No way. And it's like,
Well,
I would just shut down. But
listen,
I know for a fact it happened. And
we all know what happened.
I know, but
I mean,
when you get the
you're
ones who
talking.
say it really gets me going, because I actually lit a candle for my family in the Hall of Remembrance. And I actually have pictures and video of me doing it. And it was not easy to do. It really was hard. And the one thing that really made me mad was that there were people like me who were, because of, who we were. And yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of, I mean, even though they lost their lives, I am actually proud that they kind of fought for what they believed in. Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. And, you know, ever since that day, it's been tough for me to like hear this stuff about it. And it's like, I get it, but it's like, I can't. It's one of these things that is like, with the etched in my brain. And I just think it's interesting how people would have fought for our rights, and people are still getting grief over it. I can think of a bunch of things, and I love history. I absolutely love it, and I always respect it, no matter what it is. And that's the truth. It really is, and that's why I love DC so much, because I get to learn a lot. Wouldn't you agree, Dave? I mean, even though, yes, I
Yeah,
love Disney, I also love my
I would
history.
agree with that. I just wish
Mhm.
we could get the people out of Washington out of there. But that's all I'm going to say on that.
You don't
And
have to. I
we can only do that every election.
I will say
That's
that
all
this
I'm
one's
going to
going to be a
say.
big one. It's going to be interesting to see, but whatever happens, happens.
Anyway,
That's the way I look at it.
anyways, keeping
Anyway,
on
back to
traveling.
happier things.
Here you go. Here's getting this back to the traveling part. Here's
Mm,
my thing about this whole thing.
mm,
This is what this is.
mm,
eh, This is when you're traveling or decide to travel.
yeah,
Sometimes you can find the most relaxing,
you can.
magical places. And
Absolutely.
and don't get me wrong, as much as I love Disney,
Yeah,
and I'm going to tell you,
go ahead.
when I bypassed where Appomattox, which is
Hmm.
it's about 30 minutes from where I went to,
Yeah.
where I attended one of the
Hmm.
universities in
Hmm.
Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
It brought meaning to
Mm,
thinking just how many thousands of soldiers were
yeah.
there surrendering at the
Hmm.
time of the end of the Civil War.
Absolutely.
And this is not, it's not a big place. I mean, it really is.
Hmm.
But just the thing about it, and to think about how many people lost their lives just through the Civil War. We're not even talking revolutionary. I mean, let's face it. Gettysburg had 35,000 casualties, which
That
is
place is
the
haunted. I
biggest
will
amount
tell
of
you,
casualties of American
Gettysburg
in one
is
battle.
haunted.
And that's
Gettysburg is haunted.
more.
I know this for a fact.
You had 100 and some.
You did.
That is more than World War I, World War II, World War
Absolutely, it is.
put together, and Korean put together.
And I will say
in
that
one battle.
Right, I know. And I will say that when I went to Ford's Theater,
At least it was. I'd have to look at the.
that
I'd have to look at the
was an
figures again.
amazing experience. I enjoyed it, but it's interesting because one of the places that they mentioned, I know where it is. There was a place near my mom's house where Ulysses S. Grant used to live, and I know exactly where it is. I know exactly where it is. And I know how to get there too. And believe it or not, he was not in DC when it happened, which I thought, how interesting. So it's like, and when I went there, my mom and my dad and I, we were like, we know exactly where that is. And we're like, yeah, we do. So it's like, for us, it's like, well,
here's
good.
Here's an interesting thought, because
Go.
even where I live,
you
got to remember Monroe, Michigan, which is one of the towns south along the I-70 corridor. It's like maybe 20 minutes from the Michigan-Ohio state line.
Okay, so that's the
General
other
Custer. General Custer. Believe it or not, General Custer was born there in Monroe, Michigan. That's what's unique. I mean, I don't think there's not one state that has nothing that, there's always every state has something unique about it to offer that somewhere along the way it had an effect, whether it was maybe during the time of the Indians, the Civil War, the Revolutionary War.
Yep.
All the way up to today, there's not one state.
I don't think that there is a state that doesn't have anything, as far as I know. I think that every state has something related to something.
Speaking of every state, were you going to say something, Mike, real quick?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say, with this case, we'll be back 2-2 while we do this.
Yep.
Commercial break. Hi, my name is David, and I am the travel agent and owner of the Cantrell Country Travelway. I am here to help you with your travel needs, from beautiful sights across our great country to beautiful voyages of vast oceans. While on a cruise or learning about and seeing historical cultural cities across Europe, whatever your needs, come talk to me. I am a very friendly and honest person, will help you with your travel wants and desires. So like our slogan says, let the Cantrell Country Travelway help you find that magical vacation. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back.
Hi, Debbie. It's so good to see you. How you
Oh, did Mama
feeling?
D come in?
Hi, Jan. How are you? Welcome in. Yes. There she did. How are you feeling,
Janice
Debbie?
Disney, welcome in. Oh, and
Are you
there's
feeling
Mama
better?
D. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
There's my
How
good
you feeling?
friends.
Are you feeling better?
Yes,
I
yeah. How
hope
are you
so.
feeling, Debbie? I
Mm-hmm.
hope you're feeling a lot better.
Mm-hmm. I hope so. Mm.
No
I love it.
problem, Deb. Listen, we understand you can't not everybody can make all the streams. There's so many streams
Yep.
going on. It's
Yep.
hard to keep up with
It is.
everybody in the thing. And
Especially when
thank
they
you,
overlap
Jeannie, for
sometimes.
putting in the links. Guys, if you are looking to travel, please reach out to me.
Yep.
And especially if you're, I'm going to tell you guys now, and we talked about a little bit about cruises earlier, but we've been talking about traveling in general and just, taking time to just picking up and enjoy life. Go for a drive. Go somewhere, just even if you go away for a couple of days to the beach, there's always somewhere to travel.
Absolutely.
And, the thing about it is, well, I'm glad you're doing a little
Good.
better.
That's good.
And I hope you continue. I hope you continue to
Yes.
feel a
Me
lot
too.
better. And welcome in, JNS Disney. Good to see you here. Thank you for being here. And for anybody that catches the replay or who might be ninja watching, again, if you guys are looking to seriously travel, the link Debbie put in there is to my agent profiler page, to my Facebook travel page.
Yep.
And I think the other one, wasn't sure what the other link was that she put in there.
I think one is to the page. The one is to your travel stuff. And I think the third one is to your travel page itself.
So, but that's what I always, and getting back to talking about, we were talking about, Mike, I've always, I don't know about your family, but my family's always been like that when it comes to traveling. We would just go in the car. We would throw, even when me and my parents moved down here, we would throw a suitcase together and throw it in the car just in case we decide to stay out overnight. We would drive to, and we've driven over to Panama Beach, down toward Clearwater and Tampa.
Okay. Have you ever been to the Florida Keys?
Yes, we actually we did. We stayed in Fort Lauderdale, and because even driving down to Fort Lauderdale, you still got another 5-6 hours from Fort Lauderdale down to the Keys. Yeah. It's a good 4 or 5 hours, even from the Keys.
I always thought that it was close.
Even from. Hey, Nathan, welcome in. Good to see you.
Hello,
Good to see you.
In.
Thank you for you know what? Thank you for sending people over. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
To find out about it. Well, welcome in, Nathan.
Yeah.
Obviously, for you guys that are coming in, what this is this is my second channel for regarding my business, travel agent. You can see the logo, which is also my business card up there on the right.
That's right.
I do.
Right here.
Yes, it is. It is a depth. Debbie, I got to get down to where you're at. I have no excuse since I'm in the North Florida. I am going to personally make it my thing that within the next year I'm coming down to Fort Lauderdale.
Wonderful.
I want to get back down there. I want to get back down there because here's the thing about it. You talk about the Keys. You want to talk about one of the most beautiful drives you can get.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the longest bridges in the United States. I don't know if it is the longest bridge, but it is one of the longest. And it is the 7-mile bridge where you're driving over 7 complete miles of between the Gulf and the Atlantic Ocean.
Let me ask you this question.
Debbie, you need to talk with me on IG. I need to get my butt down there and come see you.
You do. Gosh, I haven't been to Fort Lauderdale in a while.
Fort Lauderdale and
Mhm.
and definitely need to get to the South Beach in Miami. But
Oh.
that's another story.
Mhm.
That's a whole different another talk for for another day, talking beaches.
Hmm.
But yeah, it is that I'm telling you, just driving, because you got so many islands, small islands in the
Mhm.
chain. It
Mhm.
actually takes, even from south of Miami down to. Oh, appreciate it, Debbie. We will. Yes, that would. You know what? That way I can call you from time to time to see how you're doing. And
Good
we will
idea.
talk. And I will get my butt down there
Mhm.
because I need to get back down to Key. I want to get down to Key West. I want to get
Mm.
down to honestly, some of the cruises I want to take come out of Miami.
Mm.
I want to get on the Icon of the Seas. Every time I see that ship, it's like, because it is now officially the largest cruise ship. I mean, you're talking it is the
Yeah.
largest cruise ship. If you've seen it, it dwarfs over all the other cruise ships.
Mhm.
You know, if you
Sounds
honestly,
like you want
seriously,
to go right now. It sounds it to
huh?
me. I said it
That's
sounds like you want to go down there now.
that's one of the things I want to do, but it's not the top priority. It was the top.
I get it.
Yeah. Have you seen it, Molly? Have you? There is. It's called BLS. It has two different cams on the
Mhm.
Miami's port. Watch it one
Mhm.
of these days.
Hi,
Check
Sparkly Pink
Miami's
Diamonds.
schedule
It's
on it.
good to see
Hey,
you.
Sparkly
Welcome in.
Auntie, Sparkly Pink Diamonds is in the house.
Welcome in.
Hey,
It's good
good
to
to
see
see you.
you. How you doing?
It is. It really is. If you talk to Yachty, she'll tell you that ship is
Mm.
humongous. If you have not, listen, guys, if you really want to know more about the Icon of the Seas, I can't wait till the Utopia of the Seas comes out this summer.
Mm.
You want to talk about somebody going nuts? You don't want to be on my travel channels when the Utopia of the Seas comes out, because I'll be glued
When are
to
you
that as
going
well.
down?
Huh?
When are you going down?
What, down to Fort Lauderdale?
To take a nice, lovely cruise.
Not for a while.
Oh, okay.
The big trip for this year is to. I cannot disappoint Molly or Debbie, or
I
I
know.
would
I
be
know.
on. They would be on a
Wonderful.
witch hunt. They would
I
be
know.
on a witch hunt for me.
I know. I know.
If I don't get up to Baltimore, I will have 10 million people on my doorstep dragging me.
I can think of a couple. I can think of a couple people.
Yes. Shall we ask Debbie and Molly what would happen if I didn't come up to Baltimore?
Knowing Debbie, she would drive up to where you are, and she would put the pedal to the metal.
There you go.
And
It's
zoom
already
up
in the chat.
I-95.
Look at
I
Molly
see it.
said.
See? Told you.
But yes, I mean, but first of all, let me answer Molly's question. No, Utopia. Actually, the Utopia is going to be as the same size as the Icon, because they're both Icon. The class of ships that they're under is called the Icon, which is weird because the Icon is the first class ship of that class. Utopia fits under that same class of Icons ships, but it is going to be the same tonnage, which is 650,000 tonnage. It's a 60. It's going to be about 22 decks, 650,000 tonnage.
Wow, that's
ship.
amazing.
That is a massive. Those are massive cruise ships. There's the third warning. Even Sparkly Pink Diamond
Knowing
said,
Debbie, she would put the pedal to the metal on I-95 if I know her.
She would.
Vroom, vroom.
Case closed, people. Case closed. But yeah,
I love
it
it.
is. I'm telling you, every time I watch the BLS
Mm-hmm.
port of Miami, in fact, I think the icon comes back. The icon comes back either tomorrow or on Saturday or Sunday because they usually travel. You're on the wanted list, Mike. Now,
Uh-huh. I see.
Case, hey, you're right behind my tail, Mister on the wanted list. But yeah, I mean, and here's the thing about it. You know what's unique about cruises? Talking about cruises,
You get to
and
relax.
I will say this:
Go ahead.
you don't necessarily. You know what? Just make sure that if you ever do a cruise, make sure the most important thing is make sure you find the right cruise and the right
For you.
company to go with.
Absolutely.
And most of the companies are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Carnival, I know Carnival has gotten some bad names over the last few years, but their
Mm-hmm.
ships for the most part, I'm going to tell you, even
Mm-hmm.
that you've been warned, Mike. Now
I see
Debbie's
that. I'm seeing the chat. Okay.
you being warned, Bob. Catch you soon, Pete. Hey, are you
Good night, Pete.
Are you guys doing another
Insomnia.
insomniac thing? Because I don't think I'm going to be sleeping
Coming up
yet.
next.
So if you are, I'll be catching you in the insomniac stream if you are. I thought I
I'll be
saw
going
one
to
for
sleep,
tonight.
unfortunately.
Right? Huh?
I said I will be
Yes, he is.
heading down to bed.
Hey
That's
Molly,
it.
if you can put that, if I don't
Yeah,
know if
put
Pete
the
will
link
allow
in
you,
here
but if you can put that
for
link
that.
in, guys, if you
Yeah.
really want to hang out and have more fun after
Yep.
this stream is over, make sure you guys definitely go check out Pete and the Insomniac. He does a great job with it. But yeah, I'm telling you, just make sure. To me, I'm going to tell you this: if you've never done a cruise, and
Me.
because you're afraid of doing a cruise, I'm telling you, there's nothing to be afraid of.
How did you know what I was thinking?
The only thing you have to watch out for is if you're not sure whether you get seasick or not, but there are things that you can take to help you from getting seasick.
You know what's funny, Dave? I think for me, 2 reasons why I would be afraid to go on a cruise is number one, the seasickness.
It's okay, Debbie. Thank you guys for putting the link in there.
It's okay. And then number two would be if the decks are like, with a wet. Now, mind you, I do not have good balance. So what I'm afraid of is slipping and falling and going that way, if you catch my drift.
No, most of your decks are covered in carpet.
Okay.
I can guarantee you
I
most
read
of your
outside.
the only area you would yeah, one seasickness.
Yeah.
Oh, you've never been on a cruise?
I've never been either.
With King Diamonds? Yeah.
No.
That's why I'm telling you, if you do it, make sure you take care of it, especially if you get seasickness. Because
do you bring a lot of ginger ale?
That's no. Yeah, well, you got that, and you got
the only thing I know.
Adrenaline. Adrenaline can help you with the seasickness.
Even safe. I never took it.
I think it's Adrenaline. I better hold on.
Anybody know? I've never been on a cruise in my life.
Well, if you ever do, Debbie, you make sure you come see me. I will make sure you get a good cruise deal. I'm telling you, Mike, every time I talk to my client, she is happy.
Wonderful. That's good.
She is.
Scope of water?
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Dramamine.
Okay.
Thank you, Molly. Dramamine is what?
Is it safe? Because I've never taken it. So it's
sparkling pink diamond is correct.
Ooh.
Because some people are. Now, I mean,
I know.
unfortunately, being with me being in the Navy, I'm used
Right.
to. I'm used to the.
Right.
It does not phase me.
You're
But I'm going to
welcome.
tell you this. I'm going to tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care where you're at on land. You can get the
Right.
most beautiful view ever.
Right.
Even in Hawaii, you can be on a
Mm,
mountain and you can get. It's a different type of a beautiful view.
absolutely.
But I'm going to tell you this.
Go ahead.
There is nothing better than being at sea,
Mm,
looking over the ocean at night, looking at the
mm-hmm.
infinity where it runs completely, where it looks like it never ends, and
Mm,
having the stars out. And it
nice.
absolutely just
Nice.
blows it away when it comes
Wow.
to the beauty of the ocean. And
I've
during the day,
heard that.
if the sun is shining, it's
Mm-hmm.
even, I mean, even during the day, it's absolutely
Mm-hmm.
gorgeous. Because then you're
Right.
looking at it, when you're looking at a blue sky and the ocean blue just
Mm-hmm.
continuously over for miles,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's like the painting never ends. It's like that
Mm.
painting, and it never ends over the thing.
Oh wow. Let me ask
That
you this question, Dave.
that
Speaking about
kind of
the
a
cruise
view.
ships, one of
The
the
what?
things now, one of the other things that I'm a little bit worried about when I am outside
Well,
is she's right about that one because
listen.
man,
Here's the thing about this.
I
Yes,
hate to. You're right.
um, here's the
That
thing about it is you
that's
got
why
to
they have the
remember.
monster drills.
Well, let's okay. Go back to the Titanic. Think about this. They didn't
She's
have the
right though.
rules. They didn't
She's
have the
right.
rules. Hold on. They didn't have the rules back then that they have today as far as safety.
Correct.
Today, they had to have
It was
a
because
boat
of this that they
for
put all this stuff in place.
everybody to get on.
Yeah.
And the fact that is that the way they design and build these ships,
Mm-hmm.
it's harder for them to sink,
Okay.
even
That's
if they
good.
take on a little bit water. Now,
Mm-hmm.
can they? Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
But then that's where you make sure. Now, here's the thing. That's
They
where
do have the
you're
muster drills.
smart. When you first get on board, make sure you know where you're to go if you
Yes.
have to abandon ship.
Correct.
Make sure what you need to do. Make sure you got everything in line to do it.
Yep.
But it's
Huh.
still a rarity. It's
Mm.
still that would be like, I guess, compared to flying and driving. You're still more safe to fly than you are to drive. You're more likely to end up in a car wreck than you are for something to happen to a plane.
Mm.
Yes, you're still more safer to fly than drive. And if you've looked at all the case drivers on the road, case closed. Especially, just take a look at all the potholes in Michigan. Trust me. I'm sure they're trying to dig cars out of the potholes right now.
I'm not saying a word because
I am.
you've never seen New
Trust me, I
Jersey.
grew up in Michigan. I grew up in Michigan. I can say something about the potholes
Can I say
in
something
Michigan.
about New Jersey? Honestly, okay? If you want crazy drivers, just go on the New Jersey Turnpike. That's all I gotta say.
Try the I-94, I-75 Exchangeway down in
Try
Detroit where the roads
I-95
are
in
so.
Philadelphia.
Listen.
Mm.
Well, listen. Let's hope that nobody's in
Angie
nothing.
and I are on the same page. I can tell.
Yeah. Well, listen. Hopefully, nobody is in nothing. We want
I
everybody
agree.
safe.
I
We
agree.
want everybody to have fun.
Absolutely.
I'm just
But
saying. I mean, don't let. I will say this about traveling. If there's something you really want to try, don't
yeah,
let your fears hold you back from doing something that you really want to
right.
do,
Yeah.
because you're afraid. One thing about traveling is about exploring, and exploring is about
Right.
half the fun of traveling. And when you're exploring something and you're getting that fun, that just rewards the experience. It makes it. It would be like someone going to that kind of an experience would be like somebody going to Disney World or
Yep.
Disneyland for the first time and
Yep.
experiencing it like a kid.
Absolutely.
That kind of a magic. That's
Mhm.
that's like on a cruise when your first thing. I was amazed. Now, granted,
Mhm. Very true.
granted, the weather did not cooperate with me that weekend, but
Mhm.
it's not going to hold me back from going not
Right.
trying another cruise, and I'm
Right.
going to try a larger ship. And
Mhm.
obviously, I'm going to get a better stateroom because I didn't
You
care for
know,
the inner. I didn't care for the
right.
inner staterooms because I felt too clustered. I felt like a pack of sardines. So I'm getting
Mm.
me a stateroom that has a balcony on it.
Let me ask you this question, if seriously, because with you were just talking about fears and stuff. Well, when you turn on the news and you hear this stuff about this, with this happening on this airline, and then you got this one happening on this airline, it's like,
Listen,
and
do
you're
what
just
I do.
leaving on vacation. It's like no, it's like, oh boy,
You know
I'm
what I
going
do
another
with the
way.
news? You know
I'm
what I do with
serious.
the news? You
I'm
know what I do
serious.
with the news?
I
I
know.
turn it off.
I know. I don't watch the news either,
Listen, here's the reason why.
but
You
what I'm
know, at
saying
one
is,
time,
God,
you could turn on the news
I know.
and you would hear about good things
I know.
and you would hear about the bad things.
I
Now
understand. I
all the
know.
report now is
I
nothing
know.
but bad, bad, bad,
I
bad, bad.
know.
I turn it off.
But
I am
what I'm
sick of the news.
saying,
I don't
Dave,
even
is
watch
that,
the regular news
God.
stations
Anyways,
anymore.
okay.
And I'm not trying to be political. I'm just
Do you
saying.
understand my point, though? Is this? I have seen
Well,
stories
sparkly.
of two things happening on two different airplanes, and it's like, how can somebody trust to fly when you're hearing this stuff? It's like, what do you do? I'm so sorry, Angie, but
Well, you know what?
Angie, I am not a good flyer either. I
I
am like
can't
this,
answer this. I
and
can't
dear
answer this
life.
for everybody. I will
That's
tell you
me.
this.
I'm
I
being
cannot
serious.
answer this for everybody. Here's how I deal with it.
How?
I deal with it through my faith.
I
I'm
get
not
it.
worried about dying because
I
I know
get
where
that.
I'm going.
I
I know
get
where I'm
that.
going. If the
I get
Lord
that.
says my number's up,
Mm-hmm.
then I know where I'm going. So whether I die
Mm-hmm.
in a plane, whether I
Oh,
die
I
in a car
know.
crash, or whether I
Oh, I
die in
know. But what
natural
I'm
causes,
saying is,
I am not going to let it scare me from
I get
doing,
it. But the problem is, if you were so close to a
even with all these
vacation
bad things
and you
saying.
hear this, it's like,
I know,
you see
but
the
you
point.
cannot let it.
I know.
That would be like, let me put it
Mm.
to you this way.
I mean, I'm not
Let
trying
me
to
put
scare
it to
you,
you this
Angie.
way.
Believe me, I'm not. But it's just But I know exactly what you're saying because I'm the same way. I am like, hold on for dear life until I get to Orlando. I
And I
did that.
understand.
I
And if you
did
are
that
afraid to
twice.
fly,
That
it's
would
a
be me.
legitimate reason. And I understand. And
Give
I
me the next
guarantee
fan
you,
track.
Sparkly Pink Diamonds, you will be fine.
Yes.
And we will be saying prayers for all
Yes.
those that are traveling.
Absolutely.
Trust me, I will be saying a
Absolutely.
prayer for all those that are going to Baltimore,
Because we got guys coming in
including
from
me,
the.
because I know if I don't, I'll have a witch hunt out on my tail to drag
Mm-hmm.
me up to Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't flown in years. And here's the crazy thing about it.
When was the
Here's the
last time
crazy
you
thing
flew?
about it. I am afraid of heights. I am afraid of heights.
Now that's interesting
But
because
I
with
love
me,
flying. I love flying, and
that's
I love
interesting
going
though.
certain types of roller coasters. In fact, about
Well,
2
that's
years
an
ago,
idea.
2 years ago, we went to
Hmm.
SeaWorld, and
Here's
which
the
one is
thing,
that
Angie.
one
I
roller
don't
coaster at
sleep.
SeaWorld down in Orlando?
So when I'm a see,
My
well,
nephew, his
I get.
mom
Mm,
got me on to, was it Sharko, I think?
I don't know.
Well, hey, if that works,
Well,
if that works,
we do
Angie.
whatever works because I
But
know for
yeah, you will
myself,
be fine. And you've got all the support of this
you do.
community.
You
We'll
do.
be saying some prayers for all of
Hmm.
everybody safe traveling up there
Hmm.
because we want everybody to stay safe, obviously.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
but Angie does bring up a good point though about that kind of stuff because I'm the same way. I mean, it's like, I mean, even the airport, it makes me.
well, now here's the thing about it. I will tell you this: when it comes to the airport, I agree with you on far as the frustration. This is
and it's
this
7 a.m. No Starbucks in me.
There you go. You bring up another good point.
Yeah.
There's another good reason going through a travel agent because a travel agent's going to tell you, make sure you do this. You might want to let's do this. Let's get you the early TSA check-in so you can bypass those stress lines, especially if you're going into a time where the airport's heavily busy.
Pre-check. It's worth the money. I have it. And I've only used it twice.
Exactly.
It's worth the money for TSA pre-check.
It is worth the money.
I have it, and I need to renew it soon. I think next year I have to renew it. But get the TSA pre-check because you don't have to take off your shoes. Thank goodness. Let me see if I can find that information for you, Angie.
I would definitely.
I'm gonna look it up.
Hey, oh my goodness, boy, are you so, Amy? You are so right.
Here is the information.
Especially Orlando Airport.
Oh, amen. That airport is a nightmare.
You are so right about Orlando Airport.
Oh,
that's why we recommend, Angie. That's why we recommend.
There you go. That's for you. I just sent it.
That's why we recommend the pre-check because I know my sisters get that. They do the same thing. They get the pre-check TSA thing, and they fly right through.
Yep.
When they fly down here to Florida.
Now the one I have costs $78. The other one is $85. So whichever one you pick, that's how it works. You are very, very welcome. I would say for Orlando International Airport, I would say get there at least 5 hours before because the way it is. That's my suggestion. Because they're aligned central. You're very welcome. Let me think. What else do you need besides pre-check? Make sure that your passport is up to date. If you are flying
she's flying to Baltimore, so you won't need your passport.
I know. I know, but what I'm saying is it's different, if make sure that you have your ID on you. One thing. Make sure that you have your apps up to date because DCL as well as Disneyland and the Disney World just did the updates recently. Oh, wonderful! You know what?
Well, maybe I'll get to see you. Are you going to the Magical Night of Hope?
Wonderful.
Angie.
That's great. All right. Hey, listen,
I know
Dave,
I did promise them this year I'm going to the Magical Night of Hope, and so I will be down there. I will be down there in December for the Magical Night.
Good.
I'm going for the first time myself. Wonderful. I've watched it the last 3 years on thing, but I'm going to. I promise Maui and a few others. I will be definitely going to the Magical Night of Hope this year.
Hey, listen, Dave. I need to get going because I need to go to bed because I'm nervous.
We're going to start wrapping up. I need to send y'all back over to Pete. I don't know if his stream is going yet.
Good night, guys.
I think his stream started about 15 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah.
So, anyways, guys, thank you for being here. Hopefully, you guys had a great time. Hopefully, you got some good information out of it. It was a good chat. I think it was just And I hope you guys will please come on back and join us. This is what we do on
Absolutely.
on Wednesday and Thursday nights. We talk about traveling. Wednesday nights, we talk about traveling. And on Thursday nights, we talk about cruise line some nights, travel tips on another, specific places to travel to,
Mm-hmm.
things to do. And eventually down the line, I actually am hoping to get some guests to come on from some of the cruise lines for the show
Absolutely.
on Thursday night,
Mm-hmm.
especially when I can get them earlier. And I'll talk to you more about that this weekend, Mike.
Okay, that's fine. I'm
Um,
gonna head out. Good night.
I know I'm staying at
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
oh, what motel was that? Who are you asking, Amy? Are you asking Angie or are you asking me? Me? I'm going to be staying at where did I get that? Hold on, give me 1 second. I forgot which one I'm actually. I know I got it. I did the one through Wyndham. I am actually doing. I'm actually doing Microtel. I'm actually doing the Microtel on Winterson Road. I'm doing the Microtel Inn and Suites by Wyndham. So, I mean, if anybody needs a ride in that, because most likely I'll be renting a car. So if anybody's staying there and needs some rides, I'll be glad to help drive people. So don't know where everybody's staying, but all right, guys. So don't forget, make sure you guys go check out the Insomniacs over on Pete's channel, guys. I hope you guys are having a great night. Thank you all again for being here. And again, if you're looking to travel, please, the links are in the description to get a hold of me. And I will be glad to help you with whether I just give you information, or if you're needing help with planning, or if you need, or if you're looking for a travel agent to help you book trips. I'm more than willing to help. So you guys are more than welcome to contact me and get a hold of me and all that. So with that, I'm going to say, have a great night. We'll see you over in Pete's stream. And so let the Cantrell Country Travelway help you find that magical vacation. Have a great night, everyone.